Hello YouTube, I just finished the preseason 13 changes except the new items, so if you want to see my reaction and my opinion to the changes to in preseason to Drakes and Jungle and the pets and all of that, then check out the previous video, be linked down below. But today's video is gonna be about the items specifically. So first I'll be reading out all of the items. After that, then we'll go buy them one by one, and at the end there will be a TLDR, and then there will be timestamps so you can jump to the specific items that you want my opinion on, so you don't have to watch the entire video. So, new and updated items. We're introducing 12 new updated items in this preseason. As a disclaimer, please note that items, stats, effects, and even names are subject to change while on PBE. Icathia's Endurance Mythic item gives 400 health, 30 armor, 30 magic resist, 20 ability haste, and Voidborn Resilience. For each second in a champion combat, gain a stack granting 3 armor and magic resist up to 10 max. At max stack, become empowered, instantly draining enemies around you for 4% of your maximum health each, reduced to 1 against minions and monsters, and doubling your resist from stacks until end of combat. Has a 60-second cooldown. Mythic passive grants all other legendary items 5 armor and magic resist. Radiant Virtue, also a mythic item, gives 400 health, 30 armor, 30 magic resist, and 20 ability haste, just like the other one. And Gilding Light, upon casting your ultimate, you transcend, increasing your maximum health by 10% for 9 seconds. While transcended, you and allies within 1200 range of you gain 25 non-ultimate ability haste. You and allies will also heal for 1.5% of your maximum health every 3 seconds. Increased by up to 100% based on champion's missing health. Healing is doubled on yourself. Mythic passive grants all other legendary items 100 health. Iceborn Gauntlet, mythic item. We used to have this item. It's like a Frostfire now. 400 health, 40 armor, 20 ability haste. Spellblade. After using an ability, your next attack is enhanced with an additional 100% base AoE physical damage and creates a frost field for 2.5 seconds. Enemies that move across the field are slowed by 15% plus 0.003% of your maximum health. Your primary target is slowed for double the amount and has their damage against you reduced by 10% for 2.5 seconds, which has a 1.5 second cooldown. Mythic passive grants all other legendary items 50 health, 5% tenacity, and 5% slow resist. Goliaths Ascendiary, also a mythic item, gives 800 health, 200% base health regen, and 20 ability haste. Colossal Consumption. Charges up a powerful attack against a champion over 3 seconds while within 600 range of them. The charged attack drains the target, dealing 50 plus 10% of your maximum health as bonus physical damage and healing you for that same amount. You permanently gain maximum health equal to 15% of the drain. 30-second cooldown per target. Note maximum health will be lost if the item is sold. Mythic passive grants all other legendary items 1% increased health and 6% champion size. Rod of Ages, old school item. Some of you guys might remember. Type Civ HD if you remember Rod of Ages in the comments below, please. I want to see how many of you guys remember this item. 60 ability power, 30 health, or 300 health and 300 mana. This item gains 20 health, 20 mana, and 4 ability power per every minute, up to 10 times for a maximum of 200 health, 200 mana, and 40 AP. Upon reaching max stacks, gain a level. Note the level cap will remain at 18. Mythic passive grants all other legendary items 5 ability haste. Catalyst of Aeons gives 225 health, 300 mana. Eternity, restore mana equal to 15% of damage taken from champions and heal equal to 20% of mana spent, up to 15 health per cast. Toggled abilities can only heal up for up to 15 health per second. I feel like this also used to be an item. but I don't remember it clearly enough. Abyssal Mask. 500 health, 300 mana, 40 magic resist, 10 ability haste. Eternity. Restore mana equal to 15%. I mean, this is the exact same as just the one above. Unmake. Curse nearby enemy champions, reducing the magic resist by 5, plus 1.5% bonus health, maximum of 25. For each cursed enemy, gain 9 magic resist. A champion can only be cursed by one enemy at a time, prioritizing the most potent curse. Sunfire no longer is mythic, gives 400 health and 50 armor. Immolate, taking or dealing damage causes you to begin dealing 15 plus 1.75% of bonus health. Magic damage to nearby enemies increased by 25% against minions and 150% against monsters for 3 seconds. Damaging champions or epic jungle monsters with this effect adds a stack, increasing subsequent immolate damage by 10% for 5 seconds, 6 stacks maximum. Turbo Chemtank, also no longer a mythic item. 450 health, 50 magic resist, 10 ability haste. Active Supercharged, grants 40% movement speed towards enemies or enemy turrets for 4 seconds. Once near an enemy or after 4 seconds, a shockwave is emitted that slows nearby champions by 40% for 1.5 seconds. That has a 90-second cooldown. Radiant's Omen. 400 health, 70 armor. Active Humility. Briefly slow nearby enemies by 55% for 2 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. Rock Solid. Reduce incoming damage from attacks by up to 5 plus 0.35% of maximum health, capped at 40% of the attack's damage. Critical Resilience. Critical strikes deal 20% less damage to you. Did they even change anything? It seems like the exact same thing. Spear of Shojin. Oh no, this item is back. 65% AD. 300 health, 20 ability haste. Dragon Force. Your non-ultimate spells gain 6 plus 10% of bonus AD for melee champions and 4 plus 6% of bonus AD for ranged champions. Ability haste reduced to 3 plus 5% of bonus AD for melee champions. 42 plus 3 of bonus AD for ranged champions. Ability haste for immobilizing spells. Exigency. Gain up to 15% for melee champions, 10% for ranged champions. Increase movement speed based on your missing health. Maxed out when below 33% health. Ravenous Hydra. 65 AD, 20 ability haste, and 9% Omnivamp. Cleave. Attacks and abilities deal 60% for melee champions and 30% for ranged champions. Physical damage to other enemies within 350 units of the target hit. Carnivorous. Gain 0.5 AD and 0.1 Omnivamp whenever you kill an enemy, stacking up to 25 AD and 5% Omnivamp. Lose 50% of these stacks on death. Can only hit each target once per attack or ability every 10 seconds. Cleave does not trigger on structures. Okay, so those were all the changes. Now let's go by them one by one. So Icathia's Endurance, a new mythic item. This one seems like Mundo type of item, like something that wants to stay in combat for a very long time. So yeah, seems like a good like new thing item. I actually like it, as long as the item is not too OP. It actually seems like a very cool item. So I don't mind it as long as it's not OP. Radiant Virtue. This one can be very good, but it will require team coordination because yeah, like you have to become transcended, and then while you're transcended, your teammates need to be within 1200 range to get the ability haste and also the heal. So I like this item. I can't really come up with a champion at the top of my head that will be using it, but it's definitely a nice item that requires actually communication in order for the item to be really, really strong, which I don't mind it being strong if it's based off communication rather than just the raw stats in itself being really, really OP. So it seems like a very good team fighting item. So I guess any type of champion that would like to team fight that is a bit more supportive would benefit from this item. But at the top of my head, I can't come up with a champion. But a good item. Iceborn Gauntlet being a mythic item. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember this item. So yeah, nothing bad about it being added again. Goliaths Ascendiary. This one, when it comes to charge up a powerful attack, I don't know which champion would be using it because it's a tank item. So it's not a champion like something like Camille, for example. She also charges up her Q, right? Camille would most likely not be using an item like this. So the only champion I can really think of when it comes to this would be Cho'Gath. But I really don't even know if it's that good for a champion like Cho'Gath. So again, it's a cool item, it's different, I like it, as long as it's not OP then it's fine, but again I can't really come up with a champion that would be really OP with this item. Rod of Ages, once again, if you remember Rod of Ages then please type CivHD in the comment section down below. The thing is that it's a mythic item now, so you cannot stack 6 Rod of Ages like you used to. And as far as I remember, it's the exact same, except for upon reaching max stacks, gain a level. I think that is new. I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember all of the details of the old Rod of Ages, but gain an entire level would mean that you would need some type of coordination in terms of you would like to just have leveled up, or at least be less than 50% towards your next level when it's stacked, so you can get a full level worth of experience. And that will come with some coordination, meaning that you might have to take a little bit more extra resources, maybe take an extra jungle camp, maybe do something, catch an extra wave in order to level up, and then the item will then be fully stacked and you gain an additional level. So this is kind of cool, and I like it being back, and I think with this small change it is not bad. Just a little bit weird it being a mythic item because yeah, of the old school CivHD days with the 6 Rod of Ages that you can't do anymore. Catalyst of Aeons. So I feel like this used to be an item, but I'm not 100% sure. And it's basically just gonna be upgraded into Abyssal Mask, I'm assuming. I don't fully understand this cursed priority thing. So yeah, it's just a little bit too much text, a little bit too much numbers, so I can't really give an opinion on it because it's just giving me a headache right now, to be honest. Sunfire no longer being a mythic is nice. Seems like it's still gonna be a possible jungle item, so that's really, really good. Turbo Chemtank no longer being a mythic is also very interesting. I actually like this change. Because what it means is that both Sunfire and Chemtank now will be added, probably not as a first item, because most like low econ champions would like their mythic first, but it could possibly be like a second item or a very situational item, which I very much like. So I actually think it's nice that they're opening up Sunfire and Chemtank no longer being mythic and introducing more new tank items. So I actually think that's really, really nice. Radiant's Omen, it seems to me like it's the exact same as before, so nothing crazy there. Spear of Shojin, I mean, last time it was part of the game, it kind of just ruined the entire game, honestly, for top lane. So obviously champions like Renekton again are gonna be super OP once again. Riven again gonna be really, really OP, and a lot of top lane champions are just gonna be super strong. On top of the fact that they're now going to be gaining more, a little bit more experience on the solo laners compared to Season 12. And on top of that, they still get the same amount of gold for every minion, while mid laners lose 1 gold for every minion compared to Season 12, meaning that we could finally see a top lane meta again for the first time in 2-3 years. But I will say that last time the item was too strong, and I think they have to really be careful releasing this item once again to make sure that it's not overtuned for specific champions such as Renekton and Riven like it was last time. And then we have Ravenous Hydra, and this carnivorous thing seems interesting. It's kind of like the Draven passive, kind of like you play aggressive, and then the more aggressive you play without dying, the more rewarding it is. But then as soon as you die, then you lose like half of the stacks. I remember when this was an item that you would buy on a lot of jungle champions, but I don't think it's gonna be a jungle item again. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are some specific champions, specific situations with some weird builds that could be utilizing this, but thinking about it at the top of my head, I don't think so. That it's gonna be an item. Could it maybe be an item for Kha'Zix? I don't know. Like it doesn't sound bad for a build like Gore Drinker, for example. If you do end up going like tank Kha'Zix and then building this whenever you fed, maybe it could be a viable item where you are planning on going like tanky utility, but you do end up getting ahead or getting a bunch of kills. Then you could go it for more snowball potential. I don't know, but yeah, we will just end up having to wait and see what happens. So interesting that they bring some of the items back. I like that for some of the items. I don't like it for others. They're introducing some new items. They are focusing mostly on the tanky champions, and if not the tanky champions, the top lane champions, which is kind of interesting. So I think it's gonna be a good early season for the tank champions, and especially for the top laners. So I'm a bit jealous because I don't really play tanks and I also don't really play top lane. So yeah, that's great. But yeah, just to do a quick TLDR of all the items. Icathia's Endurance, interesting item. Could be good for something like Mundo. Radiant Virtue, really good item for team fighting. Can't really think of a champion that will be really OP with it at the top of my head. Iceborn Gauntlet being a mythic item. It used to be an item back in the day and it was fine back then, so it's completely fine. Goliaths Ascendiary. I don't know who would be utilizing this item. Maybe Cho'Gath would be my best guess as of right now. But the item seems okay. It seems very interesting. Rod of Ages also, I think it's completely fine. Abyssal Mask, I don't honestly fully understand the item, so yeah, we'll just skip that one. Sunfire no longer being a mythic, I think this is a really good change. Chemtank no longer being a mythic, I also think is a really good change. Omen, looks to me like it's the exact same, so I don't know why it's mentioned here. Spear of Shojin, very, very scary item. I hope they are nerfing it or something, or nerfing the champions that will be the most broken with it, because this item in itself can literally become meta for the entire game until it's nerfed or whatever. And then Ravenous Hydra, also interesting changes. That at the top of my head I can't really see who would utilize, but there will probably be some maybe off meta builds that will be including this item. But I think the item overall will be played more than it is right now, because right now I don't really know any champions that are building Ravenous Hydra, so the fact that they're doing a small change on it, I really, really like, so that's pretty good. So yeah, that's basically the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like. Once again, let me know what you guys think about the items, and if you remember Rod of Aegis, then CVHD in the comment section, and then subscribe to not miss out on future videos. I will be making more videos on the preseason changes, maybe be playing on PBE myself, if people are interested in watching that. And same thing goes for when it comes to coaching sessions and the start of season 13. So if you don't want to miss out on that, then remember to subscribe. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next YouTube video. See you guys.